Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my sister Lanisha. I'm going to be doing a makeover on her of my LA girl look that I did with the gold color, like the little purplish. And she likes natural colors, so she wanted me to do it on her. So keep watching. Alright, so I'm going to take this brow pencil. I don't remember the brand name, but you can use any dark brown or whatever shade. But I got this from a gone bag. And it was kind of faded, so I couldn't read it anymore, but it's kind of have like the angled type of brush. So I'm using this for her to outline the upper and the lower part of her brow, because she doesn't have her brows tweezed, but she kind of shaped them a little bit. And then one of her brows is a lot thicker than the other one, so I'm trying to even them out with the concealer. So I'm going to take the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee, and then I'm going to take a concealer brush by Wet n Wild and try to clean up her brows and kind of try to cut this one down a little bit with the concealer. And then I take a concealer buffer and just blend it out. Realizing now I should have had my camera turned to the side a little bit more, so I'm not as clear as I would want to be, but I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Right now I'm going to take this brow makeover kit and just take that powder and fill in her brows a little bit more. Make sure I didn't miss any spots and try to make them look as natural as I can. Alright, so now I'm also going to take this LA Girl Pro Concealer in Toffee as my base, and I'm using my e.l.f. tape here, and she's letting me do a full face on her today. I'm so excited. I've never done a full face on anyone other than myself. And then I'm going to set that using my Sahara buttercup setting powder before it creases, so I have a smooth surface to work with. Taking my LA Girl Pro mystery palette, I'm taking that brown and I'm just blending this into her crease in the transition area with a fluffy blending brush. Then I'm going to take this purple shade with a crease brush, pack it onto the outer V, and then I put it directly in the crease. Then I'm just blending out the edges. Next, I want to take a taper brush and spray my brush with some setting spray. Then I'm going to take this pressed pigment here, this gold, and I'm going to pack this onto her lid. And I'm just going to go back into those colors that I used previously to blend out all the edges, make sure everything is nice and blended and no colors got lost. And I'm also going to take that same gold and highlight her brow bone. As you said, her boobs itch. Now I'm going to take the Starlit Studio Stars Align liquid eyeliner and draw her wing. Now I did her wing quite long like I do mine, but she wanted me to actually do it in half, so off camera I just took a Q-tip with some micellar water, cut the end a little bit, and then just made it pointed. So now I'm going to prime her face using e.l.f. poreless primer, as she has oily skin like me. Apply this to her face with a brush and then blend it into her skin. Right now I'm going to take this 362 Truffle by Maybelline Superstay Foundation, and I'm just going to apply dots all over her face. And I'm only using a pump and a half. And I'll place it all over her face to make sure that I evenly coat. Now I'm going to take my Milani Make It Last Matte Setting Spray, take my foundation brush that I got from BoxyCharm, spray the brush, and use this to apply her foundation. And I'm basically bouncing the brush off her skin as I would if I was using a beauty blender or a sponge. But I like to use the brush first to make sure that I get good coverage and it gets nice and blended. And I don't have to work as hard as I do when I'm just using a beauty blender alone. Now I'm going to take my Sonia Kashuk Beauty Blender wet with cold water, and then I'm just going to furthermore blend out that foundation. Next, I'm going to take this Morphe Concealer C25, I believe, and I'm going to use this to highlight under her eyes, between her brows, her chin, and her nose. And I'm just blending out that concealer. I let it dry for like a minute or so. I mean, not dry completely, but dry down some. And she's like, feels weird when I'm doing that, and she couldn't stop blinking. I almost poked her in the eye with a sponge. Then I'll just set that using my Sasha Buttercup setting powder, and I'm using a Real Techniques brush under her eyes and just dust away the excess. Now I'm going to take this Black Radiance True Complexion palette, medium deep, and just give her a light contour. She already has a natural contour, so I'm just going over where she already has it, just to make it look natural and not too out of the ordinary. Then I'm going to take that purple and that brown for her lower lash line. Now I'm going to take this Too Faced Natural Face palette and use these two highlighters. And then I'm also going to use this blush. And these lashes I got from BoxyCharm, but I don't know anything about lashes. She wanted to use them, so I know that it's a little bit higher than her lash line, but hey. And this is NYX Lingerie. I believe this is Cocoa Bean or Espresso. I'm not sure what shade this is, honestly. But she wanted a natural lip with no lip liner, so what she wants is what she gets. Then I'm going to spray her face, use the fan and let it dry down, and we are done.
Ignore this eyelash, we're still trying to figure out how to put it on the
I don't do lashes at all, so that's all her. I got it from BoxyCharm, so she was like, let me have it.
Was anybody there?
Okay, I was tripping. So, what do you think? Doesn't she look so pretty?